Alright, so in today's show we're going to show you how to turn this to this. Alright, now to get started what you're going to need is you're going to need some wood, you're going to need some plastic, you're going to need something to melt your plastic, you need some scrap metal. We just pick some scrap metal up from anywhere to make our metal parts. Something to carve your wood with. And this should only be about a 3-beer job from what I saw on the internet. So let's get to work. Let's get to work cutting this into our handle. Alright, so we are only 1 beer into this, and here's what I've made. From that big piece of wood, I've made myself a handle. I've made from the metal that we melted down, I made this little doohickey, a nut, a lock nut, and it's called an acorn nut. And from all that plastic, and I had to use some spray paint on this one, I made this big old smoky, it's a replica now, replica of a big old smoky thermometer. And this is also a replica Nicholson, what do you call these things? Things that you file down, file handle. Okay, so anyway, that's what you need next. Now, if you can't make it from scratch, you can just run down to, your Ace Hardware, which I did today to kind of mirror what I made from scratch. And this whole thing runs you about $38. Most expensive part was this. Everything else was like under $6. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, next you're going to take that screw thingy and screw it into the wood handle you made from your tree. So let's just grab this with a pair of pliers and we start screwing that into that handle. And the thing here you have to remember, righty tighty lefty loosey. So there you go. Once that thing bites, you can start to really screw it in there. Okay, so you just screw that thing down and then we start to add these parts. Alright, the next thing to do is pop this rivet out. Now sometimes it's the toppy part. Sometimes they're easier to take out from the bottom. So we're going to flip it over and check that out. So yeah, I think I'm going to come at it from the bottom here. I'm going to put a bit in right there and see if I can't drill that out. So we'll do that, and then we might use a step bit after that to open it up a little bit more. Let's go ahead and get the drill wired in. Well, we're already on about a 2.5 beer project because my step wouldn't work. So I've had to switch to another bit here. A grinding bit kind of, and I'm going steadily, slowly but steadily here. So I spray a little bit of WD-40, go a little bit. We're going to have to grind that down a little bit when we're finished. But that's okay. Our replica thermometer is going to go in pretty good here. So anyway, keep going. Okay, so now we have a hole big enough on both of them to put our replica thermometer in. And then we can come up from the other side. Where'd it go? Oh no, I lost it. We can use this nut to secure it from the other side. But while we have the handle off, let's go ahead and put a hole right here so we can put that fancy dancy handle that we carved from that stick earlier today. Okay, so what I did here is I drilled a pilot hole, and then I used this tap bit to get the hole here big enough for our handmade, fully recycled handle to go through. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is set your screw in here first. Okay. And I called this a lock nut or something earlier. I don't know, a lock washer. I say washer funny. And then you just put this through here to your acorn nut, which I swear fit earlier today. There we go. Then you just tighten this thing up. I'm going to grab my wrench here in a second, and I'm going to tighten that up, and it should be ready to put back on. Alright, so here you go, finished product. You have your replica thermometer, and now you don't have to burn your hand. Open, closed, open, closed, curly straight, open, closed.